Hey y'all, it's Day-Oyabunmi, initiated Orisha priestess, Omo and intuitive messenger. Today I am sharing a story directly from the Odu Ifa about the character of Orunmila. This is good for those of you who are serious about Ifa Orisha tradition, who have hand of Ifa, who are initiating into Ifa. It makes sense that you would know the character of this energy and this deity that is held in such high regard in this tradition, okay? Before we get started, I just want to share that I've created a new oracle deck. It's called the Odu Ifa Wisdom Oracle deck, okay? It has 49 cards filled with information, filled with tidbits of verses from the Odu Ifa, and it comes with a guidebook. I love these for readings, but I also am finding them very helpful for daily meditations, right? So I'll wake up in the morning and shuffle through and just get some information or encouragement for the day from the Odu Ifa. Of course, these cards are not meant to replace any Ifa reading, okay? But it's just an easy way to tap into the wisdom of the Odu Ifa. I love how practical the Odu Ifa is, how it's always encouraging you to just show up and be your best and do your best. If you're interested in this deck, you can find it on my website, daydreamaustin.com/store, okay? And also, Ifa readings are backed by popular demand. If you are looking for reputable babalawo to work with, check out my website. There's also some workshops on Ifa Orisha tradition there and readings if you need a reading. Now, this video is going to sound familiar to some of you because it is a re-upload, but the information is so important that I encourage you to rewatch, okay? And make sure you drop in the comments your thoughts on this story because y'all, when I first read this story, I remember being like, oh, I don't know if I could ever be like Orunmila. So let me know what you think, okay? Talk to you next time. Peace. So this is an important topic because I think sometimes what happens is when people first get into Ifa Orisha practice and tradition, they kind of overlook the root of it, right? The crux of it, and go in search of who their head Orisha is, and get so excited about the Orisha and overlook Ifa or Orunmila. So in this case, I'm going to say Orunmila. Sometimes we use the two interchangeably. You'll hear people refer to Orunmila as Ifa, but in this case, we are speaking of Orunmila, who is the oracle of Ifa, the great wise one, Orunmila, who is the witness to all fate and destiny, who knows our destiny inside and out, and can modify and mold our destinies as needed. If you are interested, truly interested in this practice, in this tradition, it's very important that you study the character of Orunmila. If you intend to receive Ifa initiation, it is very important that you check out the character, that you really study the character of Orunmila, because you will be expected to mirror his character, to act like Orunmila in certain situations, right? So I came across an Odu verse, and I remember the first time I read it, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this is nuts. How can we be expected to behave this way? But Orunmila is a figure of high honor and character. The more you learn about Ifa, or Orunmila, excuse me, the more you learn about Orunmila, the more you'll see how pristine his character is. And there are, points throughout the Odu where you see Orunmila makes mistakes and, does things that are not really considered good character, but he always rectifies himself. So in this Odu verse from Irosun Iwori, and I'm taking this story particularly from Omoluabi by Chief Popoola. By Chief Popoola, he produces great content, awesome books that are really helpful, so you should check him out. This verse says, a quick-tempered person is the one who takes revenge over something that happened 3 years previous. This was the Ifa cast for Orunmila, when sending Igun, his child, on an Ifa mission to Iwo. Igun was beaten mercilessly. He was advised to offer a bow. He complied. Before long, not too far, join us in the midst of all Irayan life. So this story says that Orunmila sent Igun on this Ifa mission in Iwo land. Upon getting there, Igun was beaten very, very badly. Orunmila actually told Igun he needed to exercise patience, because after 3 years, Igun was like, okay, Orunmila, it's time for us to go and demand justice. Right? It's time. Like, I got my ass beat. I'm not into it. You know, I waited 3 long years. It's time to go and get revenge and show these people they can't treat us like this, you know? And Orunmila actually told Igun that he was being too quick-tempered by wanting to take revenge after only 3 years. He told Igun that anything less than 16 years was unacceptable. Okay? Do you hear that? Anything less than 16 years. So someone betrays you, someone hurts you, and you're ready to, take revenge. If you are a follower, a true follower of Orunmila, a true follower of Ifa, you have to remember things like this. Ifa is going to want you to exercise patience. Ifa is going to say you're being too quick-tempered if you decide to go and take revenge anytime sooner than 16 years. Right? So in this particular story, before the 16 years was up, the people of Iwo actually realized what they had done and decided to apologize to Igun. Okay? And Igun was handsomely compensated, and the matter was amicably resolved. But the moral of the story is, as a child of Orunmila, as a follower, as a practitioner of Orunmila, particularly if you are saying you are devoted to this way of life and you're initiated into Ifa, these are the things you need to be mindful of. Because Orunmila is very patient, very graceful. Orunmila is not going to react quickly, impulsively to things. You'll notice throughout the Odu verses, before Orunmila makes a move, he's going to cast Ifa, right? He's going to do divination to find out what's the best way to handle situations. And so that gives him this opportunity to slow down, right? And to tune in to the divine, to tune into spiritual guidance, and then to move forward. So this is what I need you to understand about Ifa. Ifa is Orunmila, I'm using it interchangeably, is a man, a spirit of high character. And if you intend to follow in his footsteps, you need to be someone of high character as well. I hope this has been helpful. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you next time. Ashe.